My greatest fear is ending up broke and alone, isolated without family, without friends, and obviously no money. This fear is irrational, but it is a fear nonetheless. Why do I say that it's irrational? It is irrational because we exaggerate it. Because you will not necessarily end up alone and end up broke. Because there are opportunities to get jobs, there are opportunities to start a business, and there are opportunities to find girlfriends, boyfriends, family, make kids, etc., etc. The only way you end up alone is when you truly become a shitty person and a miserable person. That's why that fear is rather extreme, but it is here nonetheless. I came back to Paris 2 years and a half ago after 13 years of living abroad. I'm 37 right now. And as I said in my previous video, I'm living with my parents. And that's why I think my fear kicked in, that fear of not realizing my dreams, the fear of being left alone while my friends and family have kids and move forward with their lives. Because you have to understand, especially younger guys and younger girls as well, when you grow up, your people go and move forward with their life. The friends you had might be more busy because they have kids, because they have family, and you become less important in their lives. Not necessarily all the time, but we move on with our lives, and some people move abroad like I did. Some people will just fall to the wayside. People will just leave your life for whatever reasons. Do you understand the transient nature of life, the transient nature of relationships? And not only that, more importantly, you understand that as your parents grow older, they will depart from this world very soon as well. And that for me is something that I look forward to with fear. Now I've embraced that fear, but that fear is justified in a way that most people will understand but will not necessarily share with the people around them. Your parents are your first caregivers. They are the only people who truly love you unconditionally. And when they leave, your life can take a turn because you have lost that source of unconditional love. It is normal to feel lonely and distraught at that time because the people who loved you wholeheartedly are no longer there. And there are ways we can deal with that self-love, that we are not attached as much to people, that we can strengthen the bonds we have with others, not only with ourselves, but with friends, with the family, the remaining family, or we make new friends. We have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, we have kids, etc. We grow into a community. We find a community and we grow in that community. There are many ways that we can combat that fear. Because that fear, as I said, is not only irrational but not necessarily justified because there are many ways and many opportunities where you can not end up broke, not end up without money, and not end up without family and friends. Unless, as I said just now, you are really a shitty person with a shitty personality and really miserable. But that, my friend, is not what I want for anybody. I would not wish that on my worst enemy. You might feel as you grow older, especially if you're like me, single without a girlfriend, and you see your friends talking about the future, having girlfriends, talking about having kids, or you have friends who already have kids. So it is completely normal to feel this type of fear. And it is not an excuse for you to settle with the first girl that wants you. You do not settle because you think that you have to follow society's rule. That's a subject for another video. You have to live your life on your terms. You are where you need to be and need to prioritize what you need to prioritize. Only you can know that. Having a girlfriend and kids is not a priority. I don't know if I want to get married. I don't know if I want to be in a long term relationship, but it's okay. It is not my priority. And if you can find what is your priority right now and put things aside, and I'm talking for men because as men, we have the luxury of having kids later in life. So take your time to figure out what you want with your life. And those fears should only be fuel for you to move forward. If you look into those fears and face them, you will understand they are completely irrational and there are ways that you can combat them and use that fear as fuel to move forward with your life. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you very soon.